The girl never imagined that the most unremarkable nerd in her class would actually rescue her from a kidnapper, and his incredible marksmanship was nothing like a normal student. In fact, Jack wasn't a student at all, but a top assassin in the underworld. After being stung by a mysterious bee, he woke up in a younger version of himself. Now, Jack's only lead was his classmate Anna, who also happened to be the daughter of the president of Migan Pharmaceuticals. Anna was beautiful, academically outstanding, and admired by all the boys in class. When Jack approached her, hoping to gather some clues, her response was cold and harsh. She simply told him to get lost. Those words struck a nerve. After all, being called disgusting hits harder when you've lived a longer life. Later, Jack discovered that Anna suffered from severe androphobia. She rejected any interaction or confession from men without hesitation. Thinking the lead was gone, Jack moved on, but on his way home, he unexpectedly ran into Anna working at a small ramen shop. A rich girl working there was surprising enough, but what shocked him even more was how incredibly delicious the ramen was. After closing time, Anna approached him and asked him to keep her job a secret. The shop belonged to her uncle, and she was just helping out. Her real dream was to open her own ramen shop someday, and for some reason, she felt Jack resembled her uncle, which made her open up more than usual. Jack simply told her to live life on her own terms, that children aren't obligated to follow their parents' expectations, and he also praised her ramen, instantly making her happy. But just as they were about to part ways, a car suddenly sped toward them. It was a kidnapping attempt, targeting Anna. Jack rushed forward, but only managed to memorize the license plate. His assistant quickly analyzed it through his glasses and confirmed it was fake, meaning once the car got far enough, tracking it would be nearly impossible. Without hesitation, Jack gave chase. He arrived at a tall building and climbed it swiftly with agile movements, ignoring his assistant's constant warnings, and within seconds, he reached the top. At that moment, his only thought was simple. He had only eaten one bowl of that amazing ramen, so he couldn't let anything happen to the person who made it. Meanwhile, the kidnappers were after confidential information about a new drug. Their client believed Anna held the secret, but she had no idea about any of it, and when interrogation failed, they resorted to threats, claiming they would destroy the ramen shop if she didn't talk. Just as Anna began to lose hope, Jack appeared. The kidnappers surrounded him, but he remained completely calm and casually said he wanted to give them two pieces of advice. The first, never insult someone's cooking, but before he could finish, they attacked in rage. Jack sighed in annoyance, but dealt with them effortlessly, using non-lethal rounds since he didn't kill outside of work hours. As he prepared to leave, reinforcements arrived, and there were many of them, but Jack handled them just as easily. Then the leader, driven mad, tried to run him over with a car, and Jack fired, only to realize the windows were bulletproof. Unfazed, he delivered his second piece of advice. Men who aren't gentle with women are trash. After everything was over, Jack crouched beside Anna and sprayed a mist to help her recover. When Anna woke up, she was safely back in her room, and the pain in her wrist reminded her that everything had been real. The voice of the person who saved her sounded strangely familiar, like that quiet nerd from her class. So the next day at school, she went straight to Jack and bluntly asked if it had been him. Jack simply put on an innocent expression, and his calm demeanor washed away most of her suspicion. This girl worked overtime for 50 consecutive days. Unexpectedly, she dropped dead on the spot just by standing up and stretching. Even she didn't expect to die so casually. Fortunately, a goddess took pity on her and decided to give her a chance at reincarnation. When asked if she had any wishes, Anna simply said she wanted to enjoy a slow-paced life. She didn't expect such a casual wish to be granted so literally. The goddess blessed her with immortality, so she could live a carefree and relaxed life forever. After that, Anna was sent to another world. She appeared on a peaceful plateau, her age fixed at 17, and the goddess even gave her a small house. Anyone could tell at a glance that Anna was a mage, and she was overjoyed, finally free from her exhausting life. Soon, she noticed a village at the foot of the mountain and decided to check it out. But before she got far, a slime suddenly appeared and attacked her. Surprisingly, its attack felt like nothing more than a tickle. Feeling confident, Anna fought back and, after some effort, defeated it. The slime dropped a blue crystal, which she decided to take to the village to learn more about. On the way, she defeated a couple more slimes and eventually reached the Adventurers Guild, where the receptionist explained that the crystal was a magic stone that could be exchanged for money. But Anna needed to register first. During the registration test, the results shocked everyone. Despite being level 1, Anna possessed the rare ability of immortality, and so her peaceful life began. She woke up naturally every day, farmed when she felt like it, and defeated about 25 slimes daily just to stay active. Sometimes she gathered herbs, made potions, and sold them for extra income. It was exactly the relaxed lifestyle she had dreamed of, relying on her immortality. She repeated this routine every day, and before she knew it, 300 years had passed. Despite the time, Anna remained in the same beginner village, where generations had grown up under her care. She often helped villagers with her herbal knowledge and even stopped a plague once. Over time, she became deeply respected and was known as the Plateau Witch, almost like a guardian deity. One day, she visited the guild again, where a new receptionist named Natalie grew curious about her true strength. Anna herself wondered how strong she had become after fighting slimes for centuries. When she tested her stats again, the result was shocking. She had reached max level and mastered numerous powerful skills. Anna was confused. She had only been fighting slimes, so how could she become so strong? After some analysis, they realized her special ability doubled her experience gain. A slime normally gave 2 experience points, but she gained 4, fighting 25 slimes every day for 300 years, added up to over 10 million experience points, equivalent to defeating thousands of dragons. Anna was overwhelmed. If this became public, her peaceful life would be over, so she begged the receptionist to keep it a secret, and thankfully, she agreed. On her way home, Anna tested her power by freezing an entire waterfall with a single spell. She even started using ice magic to preserve food and fire magic to reheat it, essentially creating her own magical refrigerator. However, her quiet life didn't last long, as adventurers soon came to challenge her. No matter how much she refused, they insisted on fighting, and left with no choice, she accepted. Even while holding back, she easily overwhelmed them. Unfortunately, her secret had already spread. A nosy adventurer had overheard everything and leaked the information, causing rumors to grow wildly exaggerated and spread far beyond the village. One day, a dragon appeared at her home, claiming to be the strongest and demanding a battle. Anna had no interest in such things and only wanted a peaceful life, but the dragon took her refusal as a challenge. With no other option, she fought. The dragon unleashed powerful attacks, but Anna countered effortlessly, even neutralizing its fire with ice magic. The battle quickly turned one-sided, and she defeated the dragon, though not before it crashed into and destroyed her house. Annoyed, Anna knocked the dragon out and planned to make it repair the damage, but it ran away instead. Left without a home, she temporarily stayed in the village, where everyone celebrated her victory and gave her a place to stay. The next morning, a girl dressed in red came to see her. She apologized for the dragon incident and brought gold to help rebuild the house. Then she made an unexpected request. She wanted to become Anna's disciple, offering to handle chores like cooking, cleaning, and laundry. Seeing the benefits, Anna quickly agreed. To her surprise, the girl was extremely capable, efficiently gathering materials and rebuilding the house in no time. With her new disciple by her side, Anna felt more satisfied than ever, as her peaceful and lazy life had just become even more comfortable.
The man struck the sandbag 50,000 times every day. No one could have anticipated that such ordinary, unremarkable training would, 2 years later, allow him to rise from the weakest F rank to possess S rank combat power. Mighty wyverns were like toys to him. He could casually throw one into the stratosphere. Yet, he continued his training and never descended the mountain. His monster-like masters never once praised his strength, leaving him convinced that he was still weak. Then, one day, he learned that the Rank 1 Adventurer Promotion examination was about to begin. Finally, Jack had a reason to descend the mountain. It was then he remembered he was still officially an F-rank adventurer. This exam was the perfect chance to test his training. Unexpectedly, as soon as he arrived at the guild, the receptionist recognized him. 2 years ago, they had been colleagues. When she heard he had quit his stable desk job at the age of 30 to become an adventurer, she had been shocked. In a world where most people start young, Jack was extremely late. Before she could ask what he had gone through over the past 2 years, a drunk man approached and began harassing her, telling her to forget work and come have fun instead. Seeing this, Jack stepped in to calm the situation, gently advising the man to settle down. As he spoke, Jack casually placed a hand on the man's stomach, something he used to do often when working at the guild. But unexpectedly, the drunkard suddenly fainted. It drew attention from everyone nearby, but assuming the man had simply drunk too much, Jack didn't think much of it. His casual remark about drinking even made the receptionist laugh. At that moment, she realized she hadn't given him his exam admission ticket. After wishing him luck, Jack left. Little did he know, right after he left, the guild was thrown into chaos. A steel armor plate had been dented by a single strike. No one could believe who was capable of such power. Then someone recognized the unconscious man. He was actually a potential A-rank adventurer wanted for violent crimes. The receptionist, however, had seen everything. She clearly remembered Jack patting the man's stomach. Meanwhile, Jack had arrived at the examination venue. The first test measured magical power. Participants placed their hands on a crystal ball, and the intensity of its light revealed their level. Looking around, most participants were C rank or D rank. There wasn't even a single E rank. But when it was Jack's turn, the crystal ball barely reacted, letting out a pathetic sound. His result, F-. The crowd burst into laughter. The second test measured attack power. Participants had to strike a sandbag, and the level of impact would determine their strength. These slime sandbags were designed to absorb shock, so examinees were told not to hold back. Jack was familiar with these. In his experience, golden sandbags had the highest resistance, while green ones were the weakest. However, he had never used green ones. For the past 2 years, he had only trained on golden sandbags. His master had demanded it, 50,000 strikes every single day. Even now, recalling it sent chills down his spine. The test began. The first examinee used reinforcement magic and performed decently. The second was far more impressive, a noble's son, a prodigy who had possessed C-rank magical power at just 11 years old. He used third-order magic, Hellfire. First-order magic was the weakest. Higher levels meant greater power. Being able to use third-order magic at such a young age was rare. Yet, the results seemed underwhelming. It wasn't that the prodigy performed poorly. This was simply the standard of third-order magic. The examiner praised him nonetheless. But this left Jack confused. In his memory, his master's magic could flatten mountains with a single strike. Compared to that, this seemed seemed insignificant. Jack assumed the prodigy must have intentionally suppressed his power to avoid damaging the hall. That explanation made sense to him. As more participants took their turns, Jack became even more convinced. Even the green sandbags seemed to have decent durability. Finally, it was his turn, but before he could step forward, the examiner stopped him. The reason? His age, 30. Generally, magical power is best developed at a young age. After that, growth becomes extremely limited. Jack's result only reinforced this belief. The examiner kindly advised him to give up, saying he simply wasn't suited to be an adventurer. Those words struck a nerve, but Jack had already made his decision. No one knew what he had endured over the past 2 years, but he had survived it all. What did it matter if he started later than others? To him, it made no difference at all.